Tap in.
Stepper made this.
Yeah, all my cars got the suicide doors. Got a new bag, got a new bankroll. Said I want to M, now I want it times four. Tried to lock me out, so I kicked down the door. Yeah. Yeah, all my cars got the suicide doors. Got a new bag, got a new bankroll. Said I want to M, now I want it times four. Tried to lock me out, so I kicked down the door. Money everywhere, I'ma get mine for show. Why you hating shit?
Tap in, tap in, tap in.
On the island trying to zip line the coast. Sitting on the money, I'ma get mine and go.
What up? What up? What up? Gotta have this conversation. I see it floating around. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in the chat. So anybody who wants to come in, all you got to do is get over to the YouTube channel, click the link, unless you want to copy and paste that link from me from YouTube over to the page. If you don't feel like it, whatever, send them over to YouTube. You guys get over to YouTube and click the link, and you guys could come in and have the conversation with me. The conversation is, should we defend horrible behavior? When circumstances present themselves, and we're looking at it from a logical standpoint, is it logical to be defending certain shit? Like, I'm just gonna say it and y'all not gonna like it. Don't nobody say nothing when a nigga shoot another nigga 60 times. Don't nobody say nothing when 200 niggas is shot in Chicago in one goddamn weekend, which is getting ready to have probably just happened this past 4th of July weekend. I'll go and check the numbers in a minute to see how many of us killed each other between this weekend right here and how many times they was shot. When you guys are listening to music and they talking about letting off 100 shots on a nigga, I don't hear nobody saying shit. I just don't hear it. It's only a problem when somebody else shoot us a bunch of times, but we can shoot each other a bunch of times and it's free him based off what the nigga did. If the nigga did something dumb enough, we can almost justify why we had to boom the nigga the way we did. Like, you'd be like, oh, he did what? Oh, shit, yeah, that was kind of crazy, bro. I was out of line for that. But in these situations, we want to march. We want to burn down the cities. Bruh. For all my young homies in here, look, never, and I repeat, never, take the police on a high-speed chase. Once you done with the high-speed chase, y'all living life like GTA. Once you done with the high-speed chase, you jump out, ski masked up because you think you Pooh Shiesty, and want to hit it on the police. Then when they blick your stupid ass down, you think we gonna turn around and we supposed to march and validate this kind of stupid ass behavior. I don't think anybody would be happy right now if one of your children might have passed away in that high-speed chase that he was doing. He could have definitely hit somebody. He could have definitely ended one of our children's life on the road simply because he wanted to be dusty. I don't think we can keep on defending this. I think at some point we got to accept the fact that people are out of line. What's good with you, man?
What's going on?
What up, though?
Let's talk about this.
You don't think this is out of line, bro? Like, you take the police on a high-speed chase. After you done with the high-speed chase, you think this Grand Theft Auto. You think you could just respawn after this shit is done. So you jump out on them with the Pooh Shiesty mask on at night, and you hit it through a dark field. And when they thought you were reaching, which they probably didn't even see you, but they can't see you at all because you're in a dark spot. They only see in flash, and they light your stupid ass up. Can we burn down our cities and put on these marches and protest after something like that happens?
No, you need to do your research first on what's going on and what kind of people you protesting for.
Facts. Because I think we start to make this look cool. It reminds me of the kid that's being bad in school, and then you call his parent, and his parent comes up, and his parent defends the fact that the kid was being bad. Like, they have every excuse for the reason that their kid don't know how to act. They come up to the school and act worse than the kid did, and you see where the kid got it from. I don't think we could keep on doing this. Like, at some point, we got to call a spade a spade. Like, that was stupid.
Yeah, and that's what I was noticing last year with all the protests, and I was like, that's not making sense of what's really going on. What's the person you're defending is a criminal.
And was doing some criminal shit. Like if I was doing some criminal shit and the police lit me up because I did something, I think people would be more mad at the fact that I did it. Like, bro, why would he do that in the first place? Like, police come to your window, you reaching, you want to curse him out, you want to, bro, he has free rights to smoke you. Why are you arguing with him? Oh, it's about fighting for our rights. No, it's about living to see another day. Like, you don't argue with somebody that has free justification to smoke you and never tell a story about it.
Yeah, it don't make sense to me.
It don't make sense. And I think if we're going to say something about the police doing stuff like this, first we need to address the fact that we're doing it to each other at a way higher rate.
That's true.
A way higher rate. Again, I didn't check the stats from Chicago from this weekend, but it's just like a festival. Like every year, 4th of July weekend, Chicago hits world record numbers of clapping each other. Like, yo, it's just like the gun Olympics, 4th of July weekend. Like, how many niggas can we shoot this weekend? Can we top the number that we had? I don't even know how anyone's left in Chicago to shoot at this point. Like, they kill so many people a year. I'm wondering who's left.
That's true. That's facts.
Like, at some point, the children would have to grow up or something. Like, y'all done killed all the adults in one weekend. Like, who's left to shoot after this?
The question is, why are we doing this to each other?
Facts.
Why are we so angry at each other and we won't do this to the other person that put us in this situation?
Nope. You know what it is? It's that victim mentality. What's that new shit they doing where they're going around to the school and they teaching black kids about when we was getting our asses beat? What do they call it now?
Critical race theory?
Critical race theory. Yes. Yo, that is the most disrespectful shit I've ever heard in my life, where you go around to the schools and you want to teach young black boys about the era of when they got their asses beat instead of telling them about the 100,000 years prior to that, where you guys were the smartest people on the goddamn planet. Yeah. They never want to go back and teach you that. They never want to show you the architecture from back then. They don't want to show you where iron was first mined and smelted. They don't want to show you where the first astronomical alignments were. South Africa is called Adam's calendar. They don't want to talk about none of that. They just want to tell you about Harriet Tubman and slavery times. 400 years. That's the longest our history goes back.
Right. You got to go back further than that. All my nieces and nephews, that's what I put them on. What happened before that? You need to know that y'all was great people before all of this right here. And right now, what I can do to help you develop be greater people. You know, that's what it's about.
That's why I homeschool. And all these protests have changed not one thing, though. Just saying, got some dirty cops thrown in jail, but it's like, as the world turns, just keeps happening. Just my opinion, of course, and you're right. Yeah, these protests haven't been solving nothing. I said it from the beginning before we did the first protest. I'm like, yo, if this many of us could get together, like, what if we all brought like $100 and we went down to Atlanta, got some of the best lawyers we could get, went to Texas, got some of the best black lawyers we could get, and we fought to get some rights put in the books, something written down in stone that we don't have to protest every time police do some fuck shit. We could just pull the law, like he's going to jail.
Right.
But instead, we haven't fought for any of that. We don't have anything on the table. We're not asking for any laws. We just want to burn our own shit down, fuck up our own Walmarts, and steal gummy bears from CVS. That's what, yo, how come you not down at the protest? Because what are we protesting for? I need an answer first. Like, what are we fighting? We're just fighting for change. Change of what? Like, this has to be a law. We need this. Like, we need this written down. We can't just go out here and fight for change. What's the change we want?
Yeah. What are we? Yeah, and that's what I seen the most of was what is your purpose? You getting out here tearing up stuff, but what is your purpose and what are we going to achieve from this? Other than burnt down Walmarts.
That's all we're going to have. We're going to have a bunch of burnt down Walmarts, and that's pretty much going to be it. And our Walmarts, the ones closest to us, the ones that affect us, the ones that our aunts and uncles work at, the ones our cousins work at, our sisters, brother. Well, we're going to burn down that and then wonder why they ain't got no jobs afterwards. since we don't own no property, it's not like the landlords in the area owe us any kind of gratitude as to why we can't pay it because my job got burned down. They don't give a shit. They want their renter, you getting out. So I think first thing we need to do is start at base level. Why was this dude taking the police on a high-speed chase in the first place? That would be my number one question. What was the point in doing that in the first place? That's some of the dumbest shit that you could do. Like, if you want to ask the police to end you, take them on a high-speed chase. That's one of the fastest ways to get them to do it. Yeah.
Why didn't he throw the gun? If that was why you was running,
you done took them on a high-speed chase. You could have threw the blick out the window. Even if they went back and got it, you'd be alive facing a gun charge. I'm okay with that. Like, as long as I got my life, I could face the gun charge. I could bail out. I could get a nice lawyer to fight this. I get evade and arrest, maybe some traffic tickets, and I had a pistol charge. Even if I got to go and do some time, whatever. I get to walk away from the situation with my life. But to keep it on and then to jump out with the ski mask on, that's what killed me, as if this isn't already over. Like, you should have took that off somewhere along the lines of taking the police on a high-speed chase before you jump out the car. Because if you jumped out on me with a ski mask on, I'm shooting you 60 times.
Yeah.
And that's me. I don't know what you expect 30 other people to do. And they're wondering why it was so many shots. It was so many shots because it was so many police. So when one police officer throws like 4 or 5 shots and 15 other ones do too, it's not that they shot him a bunch of times. It's that it was a bunch of them shooting. How did we get to the point where it was a bunch of them shooting? Because you took them on a high-speed chase and it was already behind you. So when I look at these facts, I'm like, we can't protest over this. That's the way the cookie fucking crumbles.
And he still was trying to get away.
Even afterwards. Even like, bruh, you caught. You caught. It's 30 cops behind you. You took them on a high-speed chase. Your car will never be faster than theirs. You're never going to drive better than them. They're going to pull the helicopters out. You're not getting away. So once you're done driving, just put your hands out the goddamn window and accept your arrest. Like, none of it was worth your life.
Right, yeah.
And you knew you had no chance of getting away. You knew it. Like, what were the odds that you were about to evade all of those cops on foot?
It's like you said, Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. The kids are out here living like this shit is GTA. And they could just respawn afterwards. Like, they live their life like they could just hit a button and boom, start from the beginning again. No. You shouldn't even be playing with your life like that. That's why I say duty and responsibility is the best thing you could ever do to a young man. That is the best. Start them young. I don't care if it's taking the trash out, making your bed every day, cleaning your room once a day, whatever it is. Kids need responsibility early because they learn decision making early. These little boys have no responsibilities, but they're searching for it. But so they'd rather take a hit from the OG because at least it's some kind of responsibility. They'd rather have a higher status in a gang because at least it's some kind of responsibility. Like, at least they have some duty to something. I say we just need to redirect the energy.
That's right.
We need to. That's it, and it's simple. We don't have to attack nobody. We can stop arguing because there's no white guy standing in front of no office telling you not to come and apply at this job. I'm in that myth right now. There's no white guy standing in front of no spots telling you he's not on your computer with an ad blocker for all of the jobs that you could research and be able to work at. He's not doing that. Matter of fact, the white man is suffering worse than almost anybody right now because they have a whole host of other problems that they're dealing with. They gave you guys extra money to be able to get into the colleges, affirmative action. They literally get a tax write-off for hiring more minorities, so they would like to hire you first. We can end all those myths that somebody's stopping us from doing anything. That's why I don't like the critical race theory thing, because we're still talking about shit that's technically not in place no more. When you create a website right now, you don't have to put your face on it. No one has to know what color you are. Produce a good product, do good promotion, and you will make your money. And there's no one who can stop that. There's no stopping that now. You can start a YouTube channel and do it yourself. No one can stop that now. I don't want kids that they walk around looking so defeated now. They look defeated because they feel defeated because all they've ever heard is when they was losing. They don't want to tell you about the middle class. They don't want to talk about the black men in the middle class that are doing great. They're not having no problems. They're just not spoken about. Leaders up at NASA, the higher up you go in NASA, the blacker it gets. You get to the top 8, 9 positions of NASA. It's nothing but black people. The number one is a black woman.
They'll never teach you that in school.
Never. But they will teach you critical race theory and tell you about how you've been held back. And because of these laws back then, you can't do anything now. Like, no, that's not true. This is a very different time. Like, I didn't used to be able to do this with you in another state. We could do that. We could do that now. With the click of a button, I could be talking to somebody on my screen from a whole nother state. And matter of fact, the entire world can actually see the conversation. We couldn't do that back then. And no one's stopping you from doing this. And I think once we start giving kids something to do, they'll stop doing this dumb shit. And I think we need to start thinking before we start protesting. I get it. There's going to be some parents out there that hates this message that I'm saying right now, but I'm sick of us looking so weak. Every time I turn around, we just holding signs and crying and marching. And no, I'm sick of looking like that. Like there's nothing else we can do but hold signs and march and say we will overcome. Get to work. And you won't be taking police on high-speed chases.
That's correct.
You'd have been getting off of work and you'd have been fined. The gun that you had on you would have been registered and legal, because I don't have a problem with guns. I just have a problem with people over the age of 18 that get caught with an illegal firearm and no record.
That's
yeah, that's my issue, is that you're over the age of 18, you have no record, you could go get a legal firearm, and at 22, your first charge is a firearm charge. That's stupid. You could have just had it legally, and the guns are cheaper at the stores than they are on the streets. You can design your gun any way you want to. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I'm like, no, we gotta start from scratch and work our way back. We gotta get rid of all the myths. We gotta get rid of all the bro science that's in the black community too. There's a whole lot of shit they be saying that's just not true.
Yeah,
young black men keep getting arrested. Actually, our prison rate has dropped about 15% in the last 5 years. So we're actually not going to prison as much. Our employment rates have skyrocketed over the last 7 to 8 years. So it's not like we're broken and we're losing jobs. No, we're actually doing great. Studies came out. Best parents on planet Earth, out of any race. Put anyone against they said it might be for different reasons. It could be because we grew up without a father. But for some reason, we feel the need to make up for it now. Data shows. We never hear this.
I got a question. What do you think about the music and the youth and how they are interpreting the music?
They interpret it as real life. They don't interpret it as music. I think when we was growing up, we knew fantasy from reality. When we heard somebody rap a good story, we knew it was a good story. That was a great way to tell it right there. Today, not only are they rapping about stuff that actually happened that's getting them sent to prison, as you can see with Casanova and the rest of these idiots, the youth are also seeing it, because before you could rap about a gun, but when you did the video, we knew your guns wasn't real. Today they are. And we know because the police are pulling up on set and catching you guys with 30 and 40 guns at a time. So the kids are interpreting this as this is what's cool. This is what the ladies are going to like. This is what everyone is going to like. And I think that shit is trash. You get no props from me by carrying around an illegal firearm. You get props from me by going up in your job. You get props from me from taking care of your children. I think we're giving people props for the wrong shit.
Yeah, you're correct.
And I think the guy music is almost doing more damage than the girl music, because girls can decipher reality from fantasy. When girls listen to songs, oh, that shit was dope and it was kind of funny, and then they go on about their life. Dudes listen to it and they okay, bet I need a Rolex. I actually need a Cuban. Even though his was rented for that video. I actually need a Cuban. I really need to go spend $30,000 on a necklace. He didn't. He paid however much it cost to rent that Cuban and shoot that goddamn video. But I actually need one. I live in the projects. I drive a Benz, and I need that necklace. I'm like, yo, the priorities that we have are crazy, but it's the music telling us to put this first. First check I get, I went and bought my chain. I went and bought my whole team necklaces. The first thing you need to do is dissolve that team. MC Hammer, I thought MC Hammer showed us to dissolve these teams. of rolling around with 80 niggas. Like I thought we seen this already. To still be making the same mistakes is crazy to me. Do you think the music is one of the biggest things that have changed the community?
Yes, I think it has a big influence on our community. Like I said, I don't think they're interpreting the fantasy and the reality of this. But yeah, you can have this, but you have to work to buy this stuff, you know.
And do you need it?
And do you need it?
Like I think the craziest sound to me is black people making money and going to buy a whip and a chain. Like everything about that screams slavery. Like as soon as I get rich, I'm gonna go buy a whip and a chain. I'll put a chain around my neck, some shackles back around my wrist, and lock myself into a record deal for the next 10 albums where I make zero money from my music. And now you see the artists coming out. And Meek Mills, I've never got a check from my record label. I've never got a check from my record label. Female artists, I've never got a check from my record label because you never recoup, because you guys never read the contract. I think before you did music, you should have learned how to read better. And they went so far as to use the lawyer for the record label to do the deal for him. How you gonna? He's never gonna give you a better deal than the goddamn record label that he works for.
That's true.
So all of it is backwards. So even if we were to be able to profit off the music, we're not profiting off the music. They don't even own their YouTube channels. Like the 360 deal is even taking like 70% of their YouTube money. Without shows, they're done. And we seen that when the pandemic hit. These artists was quiet. They was broke. They wasn't out balling. They was selling their cars. Because without being able to do the shows, you have no cash. So I think the conversations that's more important is not, should we protest over the guy who got shot because he asked for it? I think the conversations we need to have is, how do we stop the youth from taking police on high-speed chases and getting shot that many times? I think we asking the wrong questions. We asking it ass backwards. The hell with protesting over why that happened. Let's figure out why that happened and see if we can stop this before it gets that far. And no one questioned what was he running for in the first place. We could say they shot him too many times. We could say he didn't reach for a gun. I'm not running from the police and I don't have not a goddamn thing on me.
Right. And if it was a gun charge, you was gonna get back out. You wasn't gonna be.
Yeah, you was gonna get right back out. Especially in them southern states. It's like a misdemeanor. They just charge you with not having a registered firearm. They give you a little 6 months of probation and they send you on about your day. It's not like New York where it's like a mandatory 3 years on a pistol charge. When you live in them down south states, the gun laws are so lenient that I wonder why you guys don't have registered firearms in the first place. You could go to your local pawn shop with your ID, be over the age of 18 and go and get a pistol. Why not go do that? I think you froze up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you froze up, but I'm going to give some other people a chance to come in. Good looking for joining.
All right.
Yeah,
thanks.
You already know. Yeah, so we got to stop protesting over nonsense. Some people deserve what the hell happens to them. When Alpo got killed, I didn't hear people say, damn, that's fucked up that they did that to him, I never hear that. Chirac niggas, I never hear that. Praise King Von for shooting niggas 60 times. Y'all wouldn't say nothing. But niggas do some dumb shit and we ready to burn the whole city down. Nah, we could sit this one out. We can sit this one out. He asked for it. I don't know what else you thought was gonna happen. I don't know the outcome that you were looking for. Young men, hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Don't ever in your life do no dumb shit like this. Don't ever in your life take the police on a high-speed chase over no gun charge, bro. Take the fucking gun charge. Take the gun charge. Young men, if you are hitting 18, 19, right around this age right here, and you have a clean record, please go and get your pistol permit. They just passed so you can conceal carry in New York. It's no excuse for you to not go and get your pistol permit if you're over the age of 18 and you have no Class A misdemeanors or felonies. There's no reason for you to be facing pistol charges. There's no reason for you to have to suffer being behind bars for the rights that are granted to you. Use them. Use them. Over the age of 18, your very first charge, your very first felony, pistol charge. Bruh, you don't have to catch that. You don't have to catch that. You can save yourself the hassle of that. You could be in the gun range letting off shots every weekend. Doing whatever you want to. Customizing your Glock to put your logo on it. So when you boom a nigga in style. And it's yours. You can have conversations when you get pulled over about how nice your pistol is. You could do that. Yo, this is so true. This is so true. They can't get their hood pass unless they go ahead and catch that goddamn pistol charge. You can't get your hood pass unless you clap a nigga for no ass reason. You can't get your hood pass unless you go through all of this dumb shit. We got to stop the hood pass from being cool. I be talking to some rich ass niggas, yo. The conversations hit different. The conversations hit different. Like, yeah, I just getting ready to release this new product. Spent about $300,000 in inventory. That doesn't even cost what the store is going to get ready to buy. But once we get that up, and we'll be recouping around $1.2 million a year. They say this shit so casual. You just sit around like, there's no way I'm not going to make it to this level. Because I can ask them any question I want to, and they're willing to give me the information. Niggas ain't never willing to give y'all no information. Never. Niggas out here scamming, busting checks. They ain't never willing to give you none of the information. They won't even give you illegal information, let alone will they give you legal information. Shit, that's the reason that the youth fuck with me so much, because they know they could just inbox me about anything that they want to do. And if I don't know it, I know someone who does know it, and I'm going to point you in the right direction. Because I want to see you win. I don't want to see you end up like this nigga. I don't want you thinking that life is GTA and you could just respawn afterwards. I don't want you thinking it's cool to be a crash test dummy and just throw your life away for no ass reason. I don't want y'all to think that's cool, because it's not. It's not. Life hella fun, bruh. Life hella fun, bruh. Miami lit. Jamaica lit. Costa Rica lit. Amazon jungle lit. Egypt lit. South Africa lit. Nigga, this shit booming out here. Money everywhere. Coolest people in the world to hang out with everywhere. You niggas wait until we have golden opportunity to reach millionaires around the world with the click of a button on social media to decide you want to fucking throw your life away now? The conversations you and your homies sit around having, if y'all niggas was to just hit record, you now have a podcast. Think about that. Y'all sit around having the dopest conversations about rappers. Some of you guys are into battle rap. Why you guys aren't doing battle rap reactions? Why? You guys don't see the money reaction videos they're bringing in? Some of you guys argue about sports. You know sports better than some of the goddamn sports casters. Why you guys aren't doing sports reactions? Why do you guys don't have your own sports news channel? Why? There's room on the internet for everybody. Conversations y'all might have about dating. You guys see all the podcasts about that. They making millions. Millions. I personally know one of them. In December, he made 50 racks. In December. We're not talking about by December. That's what he made for the year. He made $50,000 a month of December. Mind you, he still works. He still got a job. But made $50,000 off of YouTube in a month. Y'all see Fresh and Fit in it? Bro, they bringing in like $250,000 a month. They ain't even got 1 million subscribers yet. They don't even get sponsors like that. They bringing in almost $250,000 a month. You saying them niggas is smarter than you? One of them look like Kermit the Frog and got a stutter that makes you laugh every time he talks. He's still bringing in $250,000 a month. Would you rather be bringing in $250,000 a month or taking the police on a high-speed chase and risking getting shot 60 times? Would you rather be making $250,000 a month or ducking and dodging the ops? Would you rather risk getting put on a t-shirt or making $250,000 a month? I know another guy. He cuts grass for a living. I can't make this up to you. He cuts grass on a lawnmower for a living. He started a YouTube channel doing the restorations. He has about 1 million subscribers. He got about 3 different channels. The other 2 channels got 80,000 plus subscribers. So he's racking in money off of those 2. He's bringing in easily about $300,000 a month. But he still gets paid for cutting grass. So y'all saying that the drill life is more appealing than that? I mean, if that's what registers to your brain, you're fine to think that. I think you're a whole goofy. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If you're rolling around with the 30 on you looking for niggas all day, I think you suspect and I think you hella goofy. I don't care how you feel about it. If you're rolling around with an illegal 30 looking for niggas with a bunch of niggas, for one, you suspect. For 2, you're dumb. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Don't tell me about the environment you grew up in. Don't tell me about the life that you had to live. I want to hear that shit. You know the other niggas in your community that didn't get involved in that shit. You didn't have to either. And I know because I was involved in that shit and I didn't have to either. Chose to. Dumb. Dumb. Did it just because I could. Why not? Already knew I was going to prison long before I ever got there. Planned on it. Dumb. And I don't want none of y'all thinking that's cool. I'd rather y'all be bringing in $250,000 a month. Y'all don't want that? And if you don't, then you're just a fucking weirdo. But yeah, we're not going to be protesting over this one. This is the last time I have of this conversation right here. End of this one. Cut and print. Beautiful guys. Dynamite. We can't argue stupidity. We can't defend stupidity. Stupidity is what it is. Stupid gets you stupid results. You rob a nigga, hog tie his mama, he shoot you 60 times. It's life, bro. You take the police on a high-speed chase, jump out with your Pooh Shiesty mask on and take off on them. They shoot you 60 times. What can I argue? That they went overboard with the amount of shots? So fuck 60. What if it was 20? Nigga still dead. Still did it to itself. We just arguing about the amount of shots? I don't think that's the smartest thing we should do. But you guys go enjoy your holiday. Finish getting your grill on. You already know. Low key, low ski. Over and out. Peace.